Hi, welcome to my live. I hope everybody is enjoying your Sunday. So it looks outside my window like it's going to storm. Hope you are indoors if you are local, because it looks like lightning is starting. So I have this cute chill out transfer that I've never used yet that I thought would be fun to chalk. There's a couple other things I'm going to chalk tonight too, but this is my kickoff. If I can get my page to load so that I can see your comments, which is what I'm trying to get done right now. But it is slow going. Okay, I see this little I do not know why that is taking too long. Well, we'll get started, and as you join, I'll see your comments whenever my page decides to completely load. So I have the Chill Out Transfer. It's an ice cream bar or a sherbet bar. I'm making it a sherbet bar today because I loved running after the ice cream man to buy a push-up pop. Those were my favorite. Orange sherbet is one of my favorites. So I'm making this a sherbet bar on a stick. And then we're using the $7.99 board and base. So we're going to do it this way today. So that would be perfect. So we got the $7.99 board and base. This is a $9.99 transfer. Very cute. Would make really cute t-shirts for little kids too. I have orange peel, guava, raspberry sorbet, and then fawn to do the little wooden stick. So let's get started. I don't know why this is not showing up on. Okay, we can't. Sometimes media isn't working. I'm trying to get it to work. Okay, there. I think I'm in there. I think I can see comments now. All right, so let's open up this transfer and get it going. Since I've never used it before, I definitely will need to fuzz it so that we can pick up some lint on our fuzzing cloth because it has none, so it's super sticky. It's brand new, super duper sticky. So, and we'll put our little backer sheet off to the side and make sure that we label that on the back of it so we know which side's which. So I'm putting it on the terry cloth side to pick up some lint of this fuzzing cloth. And this is really good. Today got up to 82. That was so nice. And I'm finally getting my voice back to normal from being sick. And so I feel a lot better, which is good. Ready to do a long live tonight. Okay, so here is, I'll line this up. Since it tucks down into the base a little bit, I'm going to line it closer to the top. Do you know what I'm saying? Like this base part here is going to tuck into that wooden base. So I kind of want the picture, the image to be out of the base. So that it, yeah, that's plenty. Plenty, plenty. Okay. All right. We got that. Now, all right, so let's start from the top down. So we're going to do raspberry sorbet at the top. You know what? These feel like this one feels like it needs just a real quick spritz and stir. If it starts to get a little bit thick in this warmer weather, just hit it with a spritz of water and that will refresh your paste very nicely so that it's nice and fluid. You want it to be yogurt consistency, nothing too thin unless it's brand new and it can kind of come a little bit thinner. All right, there we go. All right, so we're going to start with the top, chill. It says chill. You're just smoothing it over the transfer. And then once you've got good application, you're just going to get the extra off. Okay. Now, grab another squeegee. Well, my goodness. We have all kinds of things dropping in on us right now. Let me try to put my cord back behind there. Okay. Next is guava. Guava is a bright, pretty orange color. I love it. It's my favorite right now. If you're not real sure, getting too close to the color below, you can always use the placement tape. It's like a washi tape that our brand has, and that would be perfect for keeping you from going into the other lines. Now we got to get that little melted drip there. All right, and then the last part, what we're using the fawn for, is this popsicle stick. And that, now we're ready to peel and reveal. All right, if I can just get under the edge here. There we have it. Cool, that looks really nice. All right, so that, now I noticed there's just one little smudge here and maybe something down here. So let me grab a cotton swab and I'll touch that up real quick before we show off our new board. Okay, that looks good. Very good. All right, so there we have it. Chill out. Cute, cute, cute. In a minute or two, that'll be dry. But that is an awesome, cute, cute board. Okay, that's board one. All right, let's set that one into the back here. We're going to do another. Let me real quick clean up my colors here. We're going to move on to another board and another design. This one is absolutely fabulous. It's got a peacock on it, and I have a little bit bigger board to put it on. So let's get that ready. So I think we should try, let's do our Aiden 9x12. That's a good size for this transfer. While we're cleaning up our area. Now this one, the details on the tail are probably what are going to take the most time to do. So we will get our chalk pastes ready so that we can just jump right in. some of our colors that we're going to work on the tail first, because we have some other, we can do the white part and the words last. So we definitely want to get everything ready to go and then focus on those colors, getting those colors just right. All right, so we're going to do the green Envy. Oops, dropping my water bottle. We're doing Forget Me Not blue. We're going to do grape soda for purple. Oops, and then the bright white. And the multi-tool and placement tape, although I have to use up my roll of washi tape that I have. So we're going to use that to try to do this beautiful peacock feathers tail. And so we have to be really super prepared. All right, we have brand new purple. So let's get this label off, or this top off. It can be really, they're making a new kind of foil top for us at Chalk Couture, because we've all said how this kind of top is kind of messy to take off, and that we wanted them to improve it. So they did. They listened to us. They're really good about that. So this is a brand new grape soda. Got to get all of it mixed in. It's a very bright and pretty purple. That's why I picked it. Bright and pretty. And this one's really full too, actually. It seems like a little bit more than 3 ounces. But hey, that's okay. That's okay. All right, so we've got these pretty colors. We're just gonna this is the time to order more white. I am almost to the bottom of this one. It lasted quite a while. Okay, so we are gonna do, wait, why does that show a different, Andy, are you seeing a live visual of what I'm doing?
No.
No?
I didn't look at it.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I did. But
Oh, I'm just wondering because it's showing on my board a different thing. I'm wondering if it's weird. It says I'm live still, but it's showing in like really delayed vision. Okay, but like really, really delayed. I hope you guys are seeing like the current, what we're working on project. If you're not, jump on there and let me know, because I'm going to refresh this again. It could just be my connection or something, and there's storms coming through soon. So I think all of that has to do with it. All right, so another transfer. This one it has been used one time, but not by me. So this is my first time doing this. All right, so we've got washi tape ready to go. Got my fuzzing cloth. There, now we're caught up, I think. All right, got my fuzzing cloth. And peel off our transfer. Put our backing back there. All right, let's get some fuzz on this. Since it's only been used once, it doesn't hurt to get a little bit more lint on the back of it before we stick it to the board. Okay, so this guy should be really interesting to do because he's so multicolored. All right, so we have a few colors here. Hopefully you saw my little intro that explained the colors. So the idea is to do some different colors throughout the tail of this peacock. So what I would like to do, there are some colors I'm going to do, and then I'm going to do a little bit of white in there. So I'm just going to tear off a piece because I want to cover a couple areas. There's these little dots on here that I want to get with some white. And I just don't trust my squeegees to be small enough. Well, you know what? That's going to be really hard to do. I think what we're going to have to do is just, I can't get the piece small enough. So let's just do sections at a time, such as, let's do this. We're going to do purple first, and I'm going to get a couple spots where we'll do washi tape so that we can get those purple areas, and then we're just going to go color by color. That's the best way that I think to get the colors in, all of them, is to just do sections. Let's do like, so I'm putting the washi tape where I want it to cover where the other colors are going to go, so that I can just come through with a real skinny little a little skinny squeegee. Gotta think what I'm saying here. And then I'm going to go through real quick with the grape soda, and we'll get that area done first. So okay. All right, so get a little bit of it on here, and we're going to go through just go through and very carefully do your areas where you want your grape soda to show. That's pretty good. We got it in like 4 distinct places. All right, so now let's get the edge of this. Let's pull this up to let that dry while we get the next color ready. We're going to let that air dry for a minute or two. Maybe we won't have to do that long. So this will give our transfer enough time so that when we do the next color, we don't pull purple through it. Okay, got a squeegee ready. So really super duper easy. You can do some cold air on it to help speed dry. Okay, so that feels pretty good. Let's pull that down. Smooth down our areas here. All right, so now we can move the washi tape. We're going to move it so that we can do the next color. So the next color I'm doing is green. So I definitely want to cover this area, and then I want to cover this area, and then we're going to move this down here, move this, and this. Okay, stick those there in case we need them. Okay, so now we're going to use some of this green NB, and we're going to go through this next area, and we don't want to get it on the peacock body because that's going to be a different color. So we're just going to work our way through getting these areas where we want to add a little bit of a different color. And this is going to be really gorgeous when it's done. We're just moving quickly through so that we can get that color done. Okay, so now we're going to pull that back and let that air out so we can get the next color while this dries. So let's peel that back for the green part to get aired real good while we get ready to do this forget-me-not blue. It's a little bit lighter blue. I'm trying to remember when I changed the color. Yeah. Okay, so I definitely want not the forget-me-not blue yet, because that's what I was going to do the body. So let's get some Couture Teal out, because we could throw that color in there. And so let's move and adjust our, let's see, let's hit this with cool air to dry the green part before we pull that transfer back down. We want to make sure this is completely dry. You can wait it out for 2 minutes and let it dry, or you can speed it up on cool setting your blow dryer. The reason we use the cool setting is we don't want to get heat on that transfer, because the transfer is made of vinyl, and that will make that warp it and make it not good. So just make sure the areas where you're going to be chalking are smoothed down. Each time you pull this back, you got to smooth out the transfer. All right, so now we're ready to remove this tape and this one and that one. Just going to stick it over there. So we're going to go through with this next color. Let me clean my fingers here. All right, so we're going to do some couture coral. It's a really pretty and bright color. One of my new favorites, anyway. And then the remaining that I leave on this tail will come back in with the last color, which is Forget-Me-Not. And we're going to do some of that. Okay. Now let's pull that back and let that part dry. The reason I keep pulling it back and letting areas dry is because we're working a little harder at putting the details down on this, and we have to let the areas dry in between, otherwise it's going to dry in the silk screen quickly because, oh my goodness gracious. I'm sorry about that. All right, let me fix what just happened because now we fell off the base here. I am so sorry if any of you were watching that live. That probably was a major headache. So there's a lot of stuff on the floor now. But we'll just keep going. So a cord to my phone fell when I pulled the what do you call it? When I pulled the hair dryer, everything flopped forward. That was scary. Okay, let's hit this with the air dry. I'm cool. Make sure that's all dry. Okay. All right, so we're going to stick this back down for our last layer. So we want to make sure everything is stuck down. We're going to do it all in one shot. Just make sure everything's down, no bubbles anywhere. This was pretty good, but okay. All right, so I'm going to use the multi-tool. I love this one. And we're going to go in with our Forget-Me-Not and do this part. So we can just go in and around where we were and put that final color. Final pop of color. Now I'm going to show you a trick. When we're all done, we're going to wash out the transfer and do the speed dry method. I'm going to show you how we're going to do these words. Getting our peacock done first, and then I'm going to show you another trick that you can do. We got to get this quickly done. And on hot days, it seems like, even though I have the air on, you just got to work quickly because issues arise with the drying in the screen. Okay, we are almost done. So let me quickly get this in the water bath to wash it. And then we're going to go back with white for words and do a little detail on the peacock tail that I have to have the color that we just used washed off. So I'm just rinsing out with cool water to get as much of the chalk paste off of this as I can. I have this all off screen here in a handy spot. All right, let me set this to the side for a second. I am going to, okay, so my dog is really old, and when I set something down that makes like a thud, she will think that somebody's knocking on the door. Her hearing's not that great. Poor thing. I'll be that way someday when I'm old. But she doesn't understand, and she's getting, just harder to see, harder to hear. She's so sweet, though. Sweet, sweet girl. All right, I'm just going over this with a Clorox wipe, making sure I got most of the pigment color off of my transfer so I can do the next step. Some of the colors, these transfers can be used like 12 to 14 times reused. Some of them can go longer, it just depends, but they will get a little bit stained in the process, and that's okay. It doesn't hurt anything. It just is, it is what it is. All right, so the speed dry method to the transfer is I take my fuzzing cloth on the microfiber side, and I'm going to stick this down and then fold it over and pat it dry. And this is my speed dry method. It helps it when you're doing multi-step things like I am today with all these wonderful colors. And I want to lay this back down to do the white area. It helps to have a few of these fuzzing cloths around. They're awesome for speed drying. And it helps so that you can do layers of things and, layering chalk over chalk. I love the effects that gives, and so I swear I need like 12 of those fuzz cloths to do all of that. Hi, Tika. How are you feeling, girl? Is that baby ready today? I cannot wait. I'm so excited. I hope that you're going to post lots of pictures for us all. Those of us who are old and done having our kids, we have to live vicariously through you young people that are having babies. All right, so here's what we were doing, and now, great, waiting are some spicy foods. Oh my gosh, no kidding. Spicy foods, walks, yes, for sure. And even doing, what else did they used to tell us? There are all kinds of like old wives' tales of how to get your baby to come. Rocking in a rocking chair was one of them. In fact, my last, Becca, She just graduated from high school, but with her, that rocking chair saved me. I did most of my labor in a rocking chair, and I think that was very helpful. Now, for sure, you want to fuzz your fuzz cloth because you're going over chalk layers that are already chalked on. So make sure you do like 2 or 3 coats of, 2 is usually good. I can tend to over fuzz my cloths. Rocking right now. That's awesome. Red raspberry leaf tea. Is that a thing? Evening primrose oil. Oh my gosh. Such good stuff from when I had my babies in the 90s. All right, so I'm going to go over this tail detail, but I don't want to mess up what I've done. So I'm going to press down on the areas that I have to do chalk on still. And then these areas where I'm going to come back in with white. All right, so I'm going to clean off my multi-tool and get our bright white ready to go. All right, so I want to real quickly do a couple of these little dotted areas on the tail. I thought it would be a pretty accent to do a couple white spots. It'll make it pop. It just depends on how much patience that you have, how many layers of chalk you want to put on, but it's definitely worth it in the end. Makes it really pretty. Okay, I think that's good. All right, let's go with a bigger squeegee and do our wording. Hi, Rita. So nice you jumped on my live. I'm doing all kinds of chalk boards right now. I'm doing kind of a hour-long chalkathon, I guess you could call it. Okay, so I'm just smoothing my chalk paste over the areas that I want white. It's going through, it's pushing it through the little silk screen. All right, so that is all I wanted to do there. So I've done my white layers. Now we can peel and reveal. See how that turned out. Hey, I like that. That turned out really nice. Very, very cool. So the colors I used on this board were Forget-Me-Not, Grape Soda, Green Envy, Couture Teal, and then the bright white. And I did the peacock tail in layers. And then I love the way this turned out. I have right behind me, behind this table, I have a wall where I put all these boards up. And right now I don't have the technology to show my face and the board, but I will put this up on the wall behind me and enjoy that for a long time.
You have the technology to do that. Just stick your face on the board under the camera.
Joe, my son, always being funny. Okay, so that's that board. Next, we are going to do Farmhouse Kitchen. So let me move this board and pull in the next board we're doing. Okay. So the previous board was our Aiden board. This is our Grayson, and it's a nice one. It's a nice one. It's got a thinner, less detailed rim around it, but the edges are a little bit thinner, so you get kind of a bigger workspace. So let me take out all my components and parts. Owen was asking me today about masking or doing multiple colors at once, so I ended up explaining to him this process, washing transfers in between. Yes, I try to be as patient as I can making my signs, and if you knew me personally, you would know I have absolutely no patience. So to let layers dry, I have to have that hair dryer with the cool right beside me, because that's what works for me, is just being able to do it in layers and use the hair dryer to speed it up. Okay, so for this board, we're going to use bright white and couture teal. And I just got to get a, okay, so we're doing Farmhouse with the little mixing bowl. We're going to do Kitchen. And then we're going to do Made with Love Fresh Daily. Maybe we should put the rolling pin over there. Okay, we'll look at that and see how that goes. Yes. Right. Oh, you were not in our hair at all, Tika. Not at all. I enjoy having people over at Chalk Night. It's really fun, especially just starting out. Like, I'm in my first year of doing Chalk Couture, and there's like endless possibilities, and it's fun to watch other people chalk to see how they do stuff, because then I can create something, maybe steal a tip from one of my customers, or if they used a technique or something that was really cool. And that's what I love about it. I love that we can share ideas. Like your window that you did, I just thought perfect, because could you do the roller as the eye in Kitchen? Oh my gosh, Tika, what a good idea. Yeah, we should do that. We should totally try that. I'm doing that. That would be a good idea. Yeah, I think at work, we put our heads together to come up with ideas to solve issues at school. And it's one of those things where you can't go in there thinking that you're the expert, because sometimes you're not the only expert on stuff. All right, I think, hold on a sec. Let's do this in 2 steps, because this is a little bit bigger. I'm going to use my angled squeegee. All right, so let's do Farmhouse and the mixing bowl, and then we'll peel that part off. Let that area dry before we do the next words. And then I'm going to try that rolling pin thing. I'm going to see what that looks like. That would be really cool. These mixing bowls and things remind me of my grandma's, both my grandmas, because all the baking and all the creating of things and just watching them doing that as a kid. So fun. So much fun. Such good memories too. All right, there's our first layer. All right, just got to get these in the water bath right beside me so that I can wash those out. All right, let's real quick. I'm just going to dry with cool this area. Get that all dry to the touch, because this other transfer, I'm going to kind of butt it up against it. There's been some really beautiful Farmhouse Kitchen boards being done by people that I just love how they turned out. Okay. So now just make sure your board has, you know what, that was still a little bit tacky. Hold on. The weather can be a difference in how fast your board will dry. So just like I said, just get a little bit of patience from wherever you have to pull it from. And then just make sure it's dry to the touch, because you don't want to stick your next transfer down and have that peel off that work you just did. All right, now we're moving on to the word kitchen. Okay. So just find a good kind of middle of the road. I don't know, it's really hard to see your board flat. I always have to lift it up a little and check. Yeah, I want to say that needs to come down a little bit on the left side. So whatever you have to do to try to make it straight. If you're obsessive about straight and center. So, okay, so this I'm doing with the Couture Coral. Let me make sure this is nice and, since I used it on the last one, I should, whoops. All right, let's try not to dump this over again, because it was funny once, but now we're crooked. I know. My wonderful, beautiful phone holder stand that I have is awesome. And every once in a while I have to just get it a little bit elevated because I'm doing multiple projects, but I don't want to take the time to crank out the parts to it to move it around. So in this case, I put it up on something and then it fell during the first part of this video. Awkwardly, it fell. I'm like, if I am a really clumsy person, so I fall over nothing in my path. I will trip over nothing in my path, and if I'm not walking, things around me can fall. So, not surprised that it fell over. I had my phone cord plugged in, and I reached for a chalk paste, which bumped the cord, which made the thing fall off of the pedestal it was on. So, all right, that's good. All right, let's peel this part off. We're gonna try to do this rolling pin for the eye. So that's where we're aiming, right now. All right, we got to get it dry first. So, I always have swabs for touching up anything if it smears nearby my table. I also have Clorox wipes, because if you make a big mess on something and you don't like it and you have to clean it up, and then just can wipe it off with a Lysol wipe and start over, right? So when you're doing your lives and you have multiple transfers to Silk Clean at a time, where do you put them? Oh, funny that you asked that, because I told Andy, my husband, that I'm gonna do an hour-long live, and that I was going to need extra pans with water in it. So we grabbed both our, what are they, 9x13 pans, glass pans, filled both of them with water, and I moved like a plastic tub over, put one on that down low, and then one on a little table that's beside me, so that I was like ready to go. And that, so I just kind of like thought that out ahead of time. Like, if I'm going to be doing multiple things, I am going to want multiple water baths right close. So these are nice and cooled and dry, ready to go. Okay. We're going to try this rolling pen. What do you think? Couture teal or white? Do you think go with the color that it is right now? Just do teal for that. And then we're going to do the part on the bottom. Oops. If you let go too soon. That looks good. Okay. So this is totally experimental. Let's see how this turns out. Stick that in the water. Yeah, so I also have limited squeegees. I'm going to order some of the mini squeegees because I go through so many of them, chalking different things, that it's nice to have. It's nice to have extra squeegees, and that way if I have like one, I fill one pan up. So one thing that I do too, when I put my first transfer in the water, I will put it sticky side down because I know I'm working with multiple transfers. So sticky side down in the water, and then the next one I put in, I'll put sticky side up on top of it. That way they don't stick to one another. And that also is a little cheat trick for using the two 9x13 pans and still being able to put everything in there. And I have found that that is very helpful. So those are a little bit of my like behind the scenes. And sometimes, like in the past, I'd be doing a live, and if I had like multiple, like when I was doing my sugar skull, I was like off camera, like trying to like get my husband's attention. Go get me another pan. I need one stat. So yeah, so now that I've run into that, I kind of have that foresight that that could happen easily again. So yeah, just like live and learn and make changes. That is beautiful. Very, very pretty. All right, getting this transfer that I just pulled off in the bath here. Okay, so that, my friends, is the third board I did, and I still have one more to go. So Farmhouse Kitchen, I love the rolling pin. Tika, kudos to you for that one. Love it. That turned out really nice. Love, love, love it. Farmhouse Kitchen, made with love, fresh daily, on the Grayson, what is this, 12x18 board. All right, so that one is my third board. All right, we are going to do the pedestal, but here's the trick. When you're doing the pedestal, because you hold your board in by putting it on this pedestal and putting a peg in, before you lay out your board and your transfer, flip it over, find out where those holes are. If I would have done it the way I just had it on my mat, it would have been upside down. And let me just tell you, even the best courtier, Chalk Couture consultants have done them upside down. I'm not saying any names. I'm not going to point anybody out. I'm not going to make anybody be in the Hall of Shame for that. But, Sarah, just saying, it's okay. It's okay. All right, so don't grow up, it's a trap. So I like this one. I'm not exactly sure how I'm going to do it though, but lining it up. So let's see here. I've seen a couple examples online. Here, let me refresh my page because I am missing everything. It seems to have not advanced past where I was peeling. And so I might be missing conversation here. I'm waiting for that to load. Well, I don't know if it's the storms coming off Lake Michigan and out of Indiana that it's just making my connection really slow. So trying to be patient here for a second while this loads so I see if I'm connected with the outside world or not. Get a little bit worried when it takes this long for it to load. My husband swears that our Wi-Fi goes really super slow right before the bill is paid. Like a couple days before the bill's paid, our Wi-Fi seems to like be really slow, glitchy, drops. Our Roku will go slow, all those things. And he thinks it's like, I don't know, conspiracy or something. Maybe it is. All right, now I've lost my whole image here. Trying to get it to up and run here. Goodness gracious, I don't know why it's this hard. Huh. Well, just waiting forever for it to load. Okay, I'm getting a pre-screen lighten up here. It still says I'm live here. Okay. Okay, I think we're back. I think either we lost connection. Did you see the board finish, Tika, at least last time around? Because I don't know when. I just know my screen eventually froze. Did you get to see the finished one? Oh, shoot. Well, all right, we're just going to move on because I think that we're having a few connection issues. And I know that happens. So, but the show must go on. You saw it, okay. Oh, good. Because on my side, it just did this really long pause, and I was worried maybe.
I've been on my phone the whole time. My phone never dropped.
Never did? Okay, so then it's just our desktop or something, yeah. Okay, I don't know what colors to do yet. Let's try. Let's see what I haven't used yet today. Liberty might be, okay, I haven't used Bumblebee. I haven't used red. So we got red, we got Bumblebee. We could do, let's see, what could we put with that? Let's do, but I'm such a sucker for blues and greens. All right, so I'm just not sure how those would turn out. Let's do those three. Why? Because, I don't know. Or we could even add, but I think this might be a little bit dark. Liberty might be too dark for a blackboard. Okay, so this one has definitely been used one time. So let's try fuzzing it to get it ready, just to be on the safe side. Yeah, you know what? Orange and blue, because they're complementary colors, that might look nice. All right, get a little bit of fuzz on the terry cloth side here. You can always use the lint-free microfiber side to wipe off your board, or you can just blow the dust off like I did. Whatever works. All right, make sure we're straight. I feel like that's a little bit not even. Okay. So just got done doing a really huge grad party for my niece and our daughter, and that was fun. So yeah. All right, so I've got orange peel here, which is a nice color, and this is Forget-Me-Not blue. Forget-Me-Not and orange peel. So if you would want to, you can always use the placement tape or the washi tape so that you don't get too close to the other letters that you're chalking. As long as it's not a really big board, you should be fine without it. This one's not as detailed as some of the other transfers, but time to clean my lid out. If you get chalk paste in your lid a lot, just scrape it out, put it back in the jar. Works great. Okay. Do I have a wider one? I have this one. This one's one of our old squeegees. It barely fits in the jar, but it works. And we do have a 4-inch squeegee that's really nice too. All right, we're gonna see these colors that Tika picked out. Medium blue and orange. Now, we'll see. She must know a little bit about art. That's all I'm saying. Because those are across from each other on the color wheel, which means they complement each other. So they'll be high contrast together. Woohoo! That looks awesome. Awesome. Very cute. All right. It might be too late for me to put this sign up in my daughter's bedroom because to slow her down. But anyway, so this board, when it's done, then you just get your base, set that in the base, and kind of line up these two till you got the holes lined up. Then you put the wooden peg in. There we go. And that is my sign. That is my sign. I'm going to just start carrying this around. Show all my nieces, all my nephews, everybody that, every little kid that can listen to me. Don't grow up. Stay young forever. How many Disney movies have been made about that? At least like Peter Pan in Neverland, you don't grow up, right? So that's that. That looks really cute. I like the way that turned out. Well, guys, post all this graduation party preparation and sale and me being sick. It is awesome. It's awesome. I'm glad I could go live and do all these projects today. We did Don't Grow Up. We did the Chill Out. What I'm calling the sherbet on a stick. We did Farmhouse Kitchen. That one was nice. Very cute. And we did the absolutely fabulous peacock. And we did the multiple layers. We did washi tape to separate and do each color at a time, peeled it up, let each color individually dry, then put it back down, did the next color. So this one took the longest, but I thought they all turned out. I'm going to post these finished pictures of each of these boards in the comments or as a post. I could do it as a post right after this. And then you'll be able to see all of them. That's it for today. I hope you enjoyed my live. I enjoyed having you guys to talk to. Awesome, awesome. Oh my gosh, yes. 10 more of those stands, Tika. Exactly. Exactly. Yes, they're wonderful for everywhere. Thank you guys for watching my live. You guys have a great week this week. And don't be strangers. Shoot me some comments and posts. Talk to y'all later. Bye now.